Shares of online home furnishing site Wayfair are lower today, almost 6%, after nearing record highs in the pre-market this morning. This despite the fact that it posted stronger than expected earnings. Shares turned negative on some concerns about margin guidance and spending on advertising. I think the outlook did it.
Joining us right now in a CNBC exclusive to talk about these results, we welcome back Wayfair CEO Neeraj Shah. Neeraj, good to see you again. Welcome back.
Thank you for having me.
You know, clearly we've pointed out your stock has been on a tear. It's very much a momentum kind of a stock, given the gains we've seen in the last year. But today it was down as much as 8% before a bit of a comeback here. And we spoke to one analyst who says that guidance you provided seemed to suggest that maybe profitability has been pushed out a little further as you continue to try and expand this company. What do you say to that?
You know, I think our stock's certainly been very volatile. I think a lot of folks are still understanding what we're doing. You know, when we're growing at a rate like 46%, like we grew this quarter, I think it's hard for everyone to sort of keep track of what we're doing. But on the guidance, we basically said that the quarter to date's growing more than 40%. And we just posted the third quarter in a row of profitability in the United States. So I think, you know, we're on a great trajectory, and I think folks are starting to recognize it, as you can see with the stock.
Yeah, it's been a stellar outperformer in a world of retail hurt so far this year. Do you think that this is because it's not part of the Amazon effect? Is it not being impacted by some of the other structural headwinds that are impacting the rest of retail?
Well, I think the internet's proving disruptive to most industries. And in the case of home goods retail, I think Wayfair's been the big beneficiary. You know, this quarter, we grew $350 million year over year in the quarter. So that's a $1.4 billion run rate. And we're seeing that number growing. And so that's what we're excited about.
And that growth, is it as you take on more suppliers and as you advertise? I know every time you advertise, you know, your sales go up, and that's typical for a lot of companies like yours. But are you still in that phase where you don't have to work all that hard to get new customers here?
Well, I would say we work really hard, but the reason we're growing is it's really that repeat growth is growing faster than the new customer growth. So the advertising drives new customers. The experience, right. We've been building out a large warehouse network, our own home delivery operation, dozens of our own private label brands. And that experience is driving customers back over and over, and that's what's driving the growth.
How closely tied are you to the cyclicality and the swings of the housing market? Or is it more the spending that we should follow in places like Home Depot?
Yeah, we're less tied to the housing market than you'd first guess, and the reason is our average order value is a little over $200. Our customer, on average, is buying from us twice a year, and so it's not the high-end market where a customer might redo their whole house all at once. We're really serving the mass consumer, $50,000 to $250,000 household income, those 65 million households in the U.S. and then also in Canada, the U.K. and Germany, where they're frankly buying items as they go to outfit their house, to freshen it up, and to continue to sort of build the home they want.
Before we go, the last time you were with us, very quickly, you said you don't think you compete with Amazon because you don't think Amazon can have the kind of success selling furniture the way you do. Why not? Especially when there, you know, all these other categories that Amazon has gotten into, and it has caused other stocks to go lower because of those categories. Food, I think, and food delivery and so forth. Why don't you think they could compete on the same level in furniture?
Sure. So, I mean, everyone competes with Amazon. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that we don't compete with them. But there's really, you know, home is a pretty unique category that I think consumers think about differently than grocery or consumables and paper towels and their TV, where they all want to buy the same items and then mainly replenish those items. In home, you want unique items. It's very visual in nature. There are no brands. The retailer needs to do all the merchandising and product discovery work. And I think because of all of that and the fact that the logistics are different, you're talking about big, bulky items where damage is an issue, you're talking about in-home deliveries, all of a sudden we have an opportunity to build something pretty unique that's really tailored to this particular category and not very effective in other categories and vice versa. And I think that's why you're seeing that the consumers who our customers are Prime members, don't get me wrong, but that's why they're preferring Wayfair for this category.
All right.
Look at that stock year to date.
Yeah, right. We've said just in the last year.
Buying all those shorts like Andrew Left, who have been saying to bet against the company.
Neeraj, good to see you. Thank you for joining us again.
All right, nice to chat with both of you guys.
Yep.
Thank you.
Neeraj Shah from Wayfair. We have a news alert now on SoftBank.